I am back and I am going to do some mug toppers. Mug toppers have been one of my most watched videos of fake bakes. So I thought I'd do some new ones. So what I have here is, this is just some packing material that I had when I got plates a while back, and I keep this. This is that foam. It's not regular foam. I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, it works really well. This is kind of thin. The ones I usually use are bigger, because my mugs, I don't like to make permanent because they store better. I'd rather put all my mug toppers in a box, and then I have use of the cup. Or if you're giving it for a gift, you can put something inside it, a card, a piece of jewelry, whatever, money. And then you just put the top on and you can take it off, okay? So this is what I'm going to use. And I have to do each one of these individually. I take a pen and I trace around, because if you don't, all these openings aren't the same, okay? These aren't the same. And these are the mugs I'm going to be doing today. So I have this one from the Dollar Tree, Holiday Candy Homemade. This one's really cute. I like this one. And then this one's from last year. A lot of you have seen this one. Home for the Holidays, the plaid. I love the plaid. This one is, it looks like a Pottery Barn dupe. It's from Hobby Lobby. It's a gingerbread house. Isn't that cute? And then these two are going to be my hot chocolate. So I may only do one on camera and I'll do the other one off. So let me get some embellishments. This is this is years of collecting, okay? Let me get you up here. This is years of collecting. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff in here, all right? Just to show you a couple. I have peppermints. I have hard candies. A lot of this comes from the Hobby Lobby. I have stars. I have wreaths. I have snowflakes of different kinds. These are kind of intertwined. I have little gingerbread. I also have this big gingerbread that's going to go on one of them. I have all kinds of things down here. Little candy canes. I mean, you can see this is chock full of different things to put on fake bake cakes, cupcakes, mug toppers, you name it. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. If you do fake bakes, the time to go is after the holidays, right after, because I'm telling you, this stuff goes quick. Believe me, I worked there 10 years. All the Christmas stuff goes relatively quick. So if there's anything that you see in particular that you want, get it. Don't wait. And of course, the main thing is our Fast and Final lightweight spackle. This is from DAP. I'm going to mix some of that in a minute. You know what, before I start this, I want to close this up because, believe it or not, this is December and it's 80 degrees. I've done it. So I want to go ahead, get some of this out so I can close this tight. And I can tell by looking at this spackle, it's starting to get thicker. It's not as creamy as I would like it. So I'm going to have to add water, not too much, because you want it to hold its shape. And I like to avoid cornstarch to thicken it up if I can at all do that. And I'll tell you, spackle does not go far when you're decorating. You would think this big tub, oh, that'll do a lot. It really doesn't. If you want any kind of a really pretty whipped cream look, get that red, I don't want that to spread in there. Okay, so now I can put this back on so I don't have to worry, because it does start, I'm not putting it down tight, but it's enough to where it's not gonna dry out. Let me get a little water. I'm going to put in just a few drops. When I say a few drops, I mean a few drops. You can already tell that water is helping. Don't get nervous. You see me using a spoon? I use this spoon for my spackle. I like using a regular spoon because to me this is more like a frosting type. I don't like using sticks or anything like that. I just can't stir well with it. Yeah, that'll be good. May put a tiny bit more when I'm ready. Not much, because I still have to put my paint. I mean, I wouldn't have to put paint. Actually, you know what? I don't think I do need paint. This is very white. What I used to get was gray. I hated the color because you could never get it to look white. Never. And now it's a really pretty, as you can see, a really pretty white. Now, do not wash any utensils you use in your sink. I cannot stress that enough. Disclaimer, don't. Eventually, if you do a lot of these, I don't care what sink you're using, it's going to start clogging it. It's going to form a buildup. So what you're going to want to do, I'm going to put a little bit more water just on top. What you want to do is take a paper towel and you're going to wipe this completely off. And then I take it, and if you don't have access to a hose, get a can that you've designated for this, put water in it, wash it off, and then dry it, and then put it where you keep your utensils that you do your crafting with. I have a hose, so when I'm done with my tip, my piping tip and everything, I go out and I take my hose and I clean it all off. You don't want any of that spackle going into your sink. Okay, so that's done. Also, I always tell everyone, keep your yogurt, your cheeses, your Parmesan cheeses, any container that has a tight lid. It's going to keep your spackle perfect. I want to show you. I made this spackle, the color you'll see in a minute. I made this in August. I kept my container from my cheese. It's black. And it's still just like it was when I made it. I'm telling you, if you keep these and you do fake bakes, you can keep your spackle for an infinite amount of time. Okay, so now let's get back to cutting our toppers. And again, I do these individually because I could come in, and I always go a little bigger just in case. I always do it individually because you might think you're going to remember, and I did that before. And then I had to find the mug that it went to when I was making a lot of them. Just easier to make one at a time and put it on the mug that you just traced it for. Okay, so that's a little bit bigger than the mug. Actually, I don't mind that a bit, because then it's just easy. Sometimes what I've done is I'll fit it in just at the top. I rather have it just sitting on top. Okay. I always keep this packing. I don't even know what kind of styrofoam you would call it. It's the real smooth. And it's a lot, like I said, a lot in the packing. And it works so great. And if I don't have this, what I've used many, many years is cardboard. Or chipboard, I should say. Perfect. Let's do this one. I really like this mug. And it's a good way to recycle, isn't it? Oh, I have enough for these two. And maybe a small one, I don't know. Perfect. Okay, guys, I wanted to show you the sizes on this, but these are the big, I think they're 12 inch. I think they're 12 inch. I never use the small bags. To me, they're a waste. You don't get enough spackle in them. If you do, it starts coming up. It's just so much easier to use the bigger ones. Also, I got a couple straws out. You won't need all the straw. You cut them down. But I always get different straws. And sometime I'll do another fake bake 101 things I use, different things I use for different holidays and so forth. Anyway, I always like something that's really shiny for Christmas. I don't use glitter usually. The only time I probably would is for Christmas. Maybe, well, okay, I would use glitter maybe for the holidays, different holidays. But anyway, I got these straws out. I got a cinnamon stick. And then these, I might use a couple of these. These were in the scrapbooking part of Hobby Lobby. And these weren't Hobby Lobby. I think this is Dollar Tree. Yeah, it is $1.25. I might use a few of these. Don't know yet. I always like to get out an array of different things just in case. Have a couple of wreaths. I'll probably use this wreath opposed to this one. It's shinier. Some berries. Little gingerbread like I showed you. This little guy. So, that's just a few things. If I think of other things, I'll use them. My favorite tip of all tips is a 1M. I just really like the way that it looks. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut off a little bit and put it in my bag. Yep, that's about right. I've been doing this for so long I can kind of eyeball to see where it should go. And a lot of people use glasses, okay, to turn this under, which is great. But I personally like to use my hand. And what I mean is I put it over like this and open it, make a well. Okay. That way I can control the spackle getting down right in, and you'll see in a minute. I have my knife that I use all the time for my fake bakes, okay? Because it's easier to maneuver the spackle into, and it's easier to stir, especially if you have a color in here. Like I said, this spackle is beginning to get thicker. And you don't want it too thin, because if you get it too thin, it's not going to hold its shape, right? Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go get some painter's tape, because I'm going to tape these down just so it doesn't move around, so I'll be right back. Just want anything to hold it still. That's good enough. So, now let's get the spackle in the bag. And I go down over my hand as much as I can, and that's another reason I like these big pastry bags. I really like Hobby Lobby's pastry bags. Okay. Okay, I get it down there, you see? Then I take my index finger and I put the knife against my index finger and push it so it doesn't go up onto this part. Do you know what I'm saying? Once you have the first in there, then you have something to kind of keep this open, all right? Again, put it down in there, all the way down. Take your index finger, put the knife against it, and hold it. Then you shake it, okay, like this. I have to go off camera because I got to do it really hard. And I don't want it against the counter. Again, you're just smashing it down in there, but by using your index finger, you're helping to keep it from going up the side any further. And again, this is just my preference. People put them in glasses all the time. I've done it that way, and that works well too. Okay? I'll be back once I get this full and we'll start. Okay, we're ready to pipe. I'm going to take, I think, I'm going to cut this in half because then I don't have to use as much spackle. I'll be right back. Okay, now you can see this has been used I don't care. I'm not going to glue this because I don't want to melt the styrofoam on either end. So I'm going to stick it down with spackle. Yeah, I got to use this batch of spackle pretty quick. It's starting to get a lot harder to pipe. Because if it's fresh, it's easier. And I keep squeezing down as I go and then turning it really tight. Got to be a little gingerly with this because when you first put that spackle, it's not like glue. I could have used a little bit of tacky glue, but that's not going to set for quite a while. You know what I mean? And I've always been one that's always done a lot and made my toppers very big. Everyone has their own technique on what they do and how much they put. I've almost used this whole bag. Because the warmth of my hand, it's getting easier. You got to determine which you want to be your front. You want it to look good. Okay. And when you have hot weather, you can take a paper towel, wet it, and just put it over the tip in a baggie. That'll keep it from crusting. But, okay, let's see. So, it's got the red and the green. Well, first, let's put our, like I said, you don't need to use much. Look at the little bit. But it's the illusion of cut that down a little bit more. I don't want them exact. Okay, I think I'm going to make this one I'm going to make it a picture holder. Okay, so now I'm going to get some of the embellishments. I love this one. I hardly have any left, but I really like it. And you might have to keep trying to keep it up just for a little bit until it kind of sets. This is more of a bright to me. So I'm cutting off some of these berries. I don't know how well you can see that yet, but I will bring you down. I'll have to wait until this is entirely dried before I take it off the tape. But I'll come back in and hit it with spackle wherever I see the foam. And here I have some little beads that I took off. It was a garland. And if anyone's new here and you hear snoring, it's my dog. See, those aren't bright enough. I think these would work better. For this one. This is where I drive myself nuts because to me it's got to be a certain way. This might work. Oh yeah, I like that. I'm going to do a couple of those. You'll see. I don't know if you can see it yet. I think I'm going to leave that one now. Oh my gosh, that is so cute, you guys. So cute. Okay, let's do the gingerbread. I'm going to use the other part of that styrofoam ball. All right, for this one, here's my front. This will be all about gingerbread. So, it's going to go there. Yes. It's weird. It's just, I always know when I like it if I don't. You know what I mean? Trying to space these out better. I don't want to hide him, her. Need another little one for over here. Okay, I'll bring you down when you can see this one better. And let's go on to another one. I want to wait on this one because I have something I want to put on this. And it's upstairs, and I have to find it. Okay, here's a new one for you. I'm going to go ahead and do this plastic cup. It's like a sippy cup. Okay, same concept. Going to put this over it. Got to get a piece of a styrofoam ball again. Okay, it's taped, so here we go.